Hey, it's Mike Waters and welcome back to the Mystic Smoker Shop. Excuse the mess, it's awfully busy in here right now, so there's a lot of things going on. I just want to take a couple of minutes and show the new door stops that I'm using on builds now, and of course they'll be available on the mysticsmokers.com website. It's a pretty simple little item. It wasn't that simple to make. There's a lot of geometry going on, but I think that I have ended up with a final version, or at least near. You know how these things kind of evolve as time goes on, but I do like the way this little stop is set up, and it certainly works great. Now, there may be something with some feedback over the next month or something like that that we tweak here and there, but I do kind of like the outcome, or at least where it's at right now. So let me show you how this door stop works. It works in conjunction with a hinge. So if you don't have this style of hinges, this door stop's not going to work. And I will probably offer these door stops as a combination with the hinge. It just makes sense to buy them with a hinge. So let me get this tank pulled around or move the camera so that we can actually see what's going on. But I tell you what, we'll go ahead and raise a door. And of course there are no door stops on it. The tank is locked down, and it is of course clocked on the build table to 12 o'clock. So if I let it go, it'll obviously swing on back. So I'm gonna loosen these up just a little bit. I had just a little bit of tension on them. So I'm gonna loosen them up so I could tell where the fulcrum point is, where they start to move one way or the other, and that appears to be about right there. So when we're putting our door stops on, we of course want to go back a little bit from that, maybe 2 inches or 3 inches or so. I would caution, make sure that you go back far enough away from that tilt zone right there, that if you are on uneven ground in the yard or wherever you happen to be on the side of the road or whatever, that if the trailer is leaning this way, that the door's not going to be teetering close up there, and then it could fall on you. So when you're setting any kind of door stops up, that's where it wants to hold itself, go back further and it'll fall. I like to go about that far back. You can still, of course, this cooker's sitting up high. It will sit down another 3 inches or so, but I could still reach the handle right there at full door extension. So that's not a problem. So I'll go back up to where it wants to hold itself, and then go back, and then I'm just going to tighten the bolts down. And that door will hold itself right there. So that's where we want to put the door stop to hold that door in place. I'll get the camera moved around to the other side and we'll see what's going on. All right, I think that you can see this door is back beyond that pivot point right there. So this is where we want to put the door stop. And I'm going to zoom in a minute so that you can get right in. But that's where that door stop will sit. And of course, each of the hinges will get one. And in a nutshell, what we're going to do is get it lined up just right, tack it in place. I'm not actually going to do that in this tank because I don't want to put the door stops on until I get a couple of steps further down. I will roll this tank over to put the firebox on eventually. So I want to have the option to let the doors all the way back. And also I like to put the bungs in for the gauges, and I like to let the door swing back here so that I can do that drilling and all that business right here. So there's a couple of steps that I like to have the door swing back further, and I don't want to lock myself out of being able to do that yet. So putting these on will actually be one of the last steps, but that's going to be a couple of weeks down the road probably, and I don't want to wait that long to get these out there. There are already some guys asking for them. So anyway, I will tack this on and get it lined up with the hinge good, and then make sure that the door operates the way that I want, and then just come over and set the other one up against where the door is setting and tack it on, and obviously work my way down. Now we'll want to make sure that both doors, stand on one end, and look down and make sure that both of your doors are in perfect alignment there, because there's nothing more aggravating, or it is one of those very aggravating things, to get done with the build and then someone say, hey, you know, your doors don't line up just right. One goes a little bit further than the other. Just a pet peeve of mine. I like for them to be exact. So stand on both ends of the cooker and make sure that you get the doors exactly right. And of course, if you're using blade style hinges like this, and you will be if you're putting these on, it's easy to move the door to wherever you want and just lock it down. So anyway, let me get the camera pulled up and we'll go into a couple of details about this door stop. All right, I think we're in a good position here. If you notice, the hinge is welded on already, and I even have a short piece of weld between the two blades attaching to the tank there. And that's what I recommend doing when you're attaching these. Try to get in there and put some weld on the inside. Don't just weld on the outside. You can't get all the way in, obviously, because that's only about 5/16 or 3/8 wide in there. But anyway, so there will be a little bit of a step right here. So I have gone ahead and cut these off to where the forward foot or little leg can stand on that weld area right there. In other words, it will end up sitting about like that. And that'll give us plenty of room to set up on that weld. So we'll get it lined up here where it fits good against the blade. And that looks good. And then we'll tack it in place and do the same thing there. So the front leg, and my point here is the front leg is purposely too short. It will hold up about that much so that it can sit on that weld. And I debated going ahead and letting it come down, and I may do that. We'll see how the feedback goes. I may just extend it out a little bit. I don't know yet. But that will just mean the guys that do go ahead and put the weld in there, and I would recommend doing that, will have to cut it off. And in this case, it's already done. So it will fit just like that. Now, if you need to adjust a little bit, you can take the sanding disc on your 4.5-inch grinder and just change that profile just the tiniest bit. And it only takes a couple of seconds, so don't get carried away with that, so that it fits like a glove there. So this is one of those things that does take just a little bit of tweaking, in this case, just to fit up there, because as you can see, it's a perfect fit there, and I haven't massaged that at all. But if you like your angle or your door to come back more, then you will need to change the angle of the door stop. But that works right there, coming back about 3 inches. But if you're one of those guys that likes to come way back, then obviously you'll want to shorten the back leg so that it sits right. So the point is, you depending on where you like to put this, you may have to massage it just a little bit, back leg or front leg, to get it to go exactly right. And I like for the front leg to sit on that weld. And I like to have that weld in place ahead of time before I put this on. So I know that was kind of a roundabout way to explain that. Probably could have done a lot better, but it's a simple thing, a simple part that performs a very, very critical function. One of the original versions, or another version that I have of this door stop, has obviously a solid part coming across at the bottom. I think that I like having just the two legs as opposed to being solid across the bottom like that. It doesn't require a whole lot of weld, just a weld up here and a weld back there. So that's not a big issue like the hinge would be. We want as much weld area as we can get for the hinge base. But for these, all of the pressure is coming down right there and is being transferred into the tank head back here. I like that better than I see a lot of guys, and I have tried this myself. We'll put a pin right here, either a pin across or a plug in there, and weld it in place. And that way you're using the actual hinge as a stop. I really don't like that because it puts too much mechanical advantage on that mechanical force on this hinge itself being so close to that lip. And if you just push on the door just a little bit, you'll see that just like a claw hammer, you're creating tremendous mechanical advantage there, and you can actually see this part of the tank flex a little bit. And I just don't like that. And you know, you're putting a lot of faith in your welds there. I know that weld's not going to come off, but I just don't know. You know, there's so many guys out there welding, and a lot of people building cookers are kind of beginner welders, and I don't want to weld failure or, you know, damage in the tank. So the alternative to that is what I've done for years is just put a piece of flat bar, or, you know, we've all used the horseshoes, and of course horseshoes are kind of short. I like to come with a piece of flat bar a little bit higher if I do that, but then you've got a big ugly piece of flat bar sticking up here that I just don't like. This idea transfers all of this down force way back here away from that lip, and it's a downward force, not pulling up on the front of that hinge. So I kind of like that. I think this is the way to go. At least it's the way I'm going to go now. And if you're interested in these, obviously they'll be on the mysticsmokers.com website. And we'll probably offer, as well as just the hinge by itself or these by themselves, a combination of the hinge and the door stop. And of course, all of the hinges come with the stainless steel bushings that go between these blades. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. So I will see you in the next episode.